There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits, or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
All right, guys, welcome to the first of two weekly Developer Insights call with your host, me, Nathan Williams. All right, on this call, we will discuss everything arrow, red light, green light, and market makers trend. All right, if you're new, here to help you get set up. If you're not new, here to help you with any questions you may have. And if you're just here just to spectate, hey, it's all good. I appreciate you guys showing up. All right, so who here is new and needs help getting set up? All right, who here is new and needs help getting set up? All right, or who here is new or just has a general question about arrow, red light, green light, market makers trend that we can talk about? All right, don't speak all at once. If nothing, then we'll potentially discuss version 2.03. All right, version 2.03. You guys heard it here first. Will be released this weekend. All right, we're just doing a thorough testing. All right. All right. Should I combine red with my bag? I'm assuming you're talking about red light, green light with bag strategy. Yes. Give me 1 second here and we will talk about that. All right. Share the screen. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. All right. So this is, as you guys talk about, this is the new prop firm. I'm not going to tell you the name of the prop firm just yet. As you can see, though, they use the 8-cap broker, is the broker they use, 8-cap. You see here, today was the first day, and it only traded US 30, but it did almost 1% today, just trading US 30 by itself. So 100K account did almost 1%, did 0.9% on the first day. So this thing is going to be a monster. We'll talk more about this one here, but let's go look at it. Let's go look at where it is. All right, GJ here. All right, and let's go look at red light, green light, and arrow. All right. So the question was, do I? Red light, green light, arrow. There we go. Do I, utilize bag strategy with red light, green light? And the question is yes. All right. Why? Because it's more accurate. All right. There's a strategy that Jackie came up with called the one candle strategy. All right. And that one candle strategy, the way it works is there's 3 ways to use it. You got same candle. All right. Let me write these out real quick. All right. Same candle. You got next 2 candle. And then you got 1 candle apart. All right, 1 candle apart. Boom. All right. So what does that mean? Let's look at it. All right. Look, you got a bounce here, a bounce, arrow, go, entry. All right. We already know from arrow standpoint, we're in a downtrend. All right. And then on that same candle, you also have a what? Red light, green light sell. That is same candle. That's the same candle strategy. All right. Look what happens. You got in right here, little drawdown, drop right down to the support, 26 pips. All right. Actually went further, it dropped actually 41 pips. All right. That's same candle. All right. Now let's go try to find another type. We'll look for the next two candle and the one candle apart so you can see what it would look like. All right. Let's go to the 5 minute, see if we have any other entries here. All right, let's see here. Not really seeing that on GJ. Let's go try USD CAD. All right, here we go. USD CAD. All right, one candle apart. You got a bounce, arrow, go. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a one candle apart right here. It's one candle apart. All right, remember, you have same candle, next two candle, one candle apart. So this one right here is one candle apart on USD CAD because you have a bounce, arrow, go, nothing, and then a red light, green light entry. All right. So your entry would be next candle, which would be right here. All right, because this candle closed red. This candle closed down. So your entry would be right there. All right. You see here, you had what? Boom, 4 pip drawdown, and then it ran up 50 pips. All right. And then let's see if we can't find one more, which is the one candle. I mean, the next two candle. Next two candles is just like you thought. They literally, boom. Well, that's one candle apart. Bounce, arrow, go, nothing. One candle. I mean, red light, green light entry. Look at that. It ran up 30 pips. Next two candle, really, they're just next to each other. Let me see if we got some on a 5 minute. Let's see if we can find something here. On the 5 minute, no. H1. Let's go with H1. All right, here we go. We know the overall trend is down. All right. So we trade with the trend, bounce, red light, green light sell. Then the very next candle is what? Is what do you call it? The bounce, arrow, go. All right. This one right here, you'd have been up about 8 pips, then ran back up 50. You probably got stopped out. All right. But that's the premise. Like right here, you got a bounce, arrow, go. Then look, they're next to each other. All right. Next to each other. And that one dropped 35 pips. All right. So again, this is what's been found to be the best strategy. All right. Is the one when you combine arrow and red light, green light together. And the best one that I'd say if you want to concentrate, because there's 3 different types. The one that Jackie recommends is same candle. So Jackie recommends using the same candle strategy. All right, which is this one right here. So you got a bounce, arrow, go, and the red light, green light entry at the same time. All right. So the other ones are there if you want to trade them, if you like the setup. But the one that Jackie recommends, because she created the strategy, is just the same candle. All right. All right. Let's come out here into time TFT. What's that mean? TFT. What's TFT, V? Not really sure what TFT means. All right, got somebody jumping on a call here. All right. Anybody else new before? Again, if nobody's really new here, then what I'll do is I'll go over version 2.03, the updates, to it, talk about it. And then, we'll talk about the release date for it and whatnot. And then we'll be done with the call. Outside of that, does anybody have any questions about Market Maker, red light, green light, or arrow? Anybody need help getting set up? Anybody have any questions? We just went over the one candle strategy that Jackie created for red light, green light, and arrow combined. Okay. Not really sure. Again, I'm not going to release the name of the prop firm because again, I'm trying to work out a deal. All right, so that the prop firm approves the EA to trade on their prop firm, and they won't manipulate your trades, as well as they will pay you out when the time comes. All right, so that's the goal. All right, is to be able to get paid out. The beautiful thing about this prop firm, I'll just tell you guys, the reason why I like it is because we can be conservative. They only have one phase, so you only have one phase. There is no two phases, and each phase, well, the one phase, there isn't a 30-day timeline. The way they get their setup is that their phase one, and you only got one phase, is your only demo account. All right. And then you go to a live account. You only do one phase. That's it. And there's no timeline. So it takes you 40, 45 days. Then it takes you 45 days. You don't violate any rules. All right. So that's the cool thing about this prop firm. They only have one phase. There is no timeline. So it takes you, gives you the opportunity to take your time. All right. As you can see, the goal is you have to do 10% profit, and you can't lose more than 5% total. I think it's 4% in a day, and then 5% max DD or loss. All right. That's the rules. Why? And the reason it's a little bit more tight is due to the fact that it is live, it's real money. When you actually go to a live account, you're actually trading on real investor money. You're not trading on a demo account. All right, so that's why they have the tight rules. I'll give more detail when the time comes, but I've already talked to the owner of the prop firm. Now there's more than two, V, that have these type of rules. There's more than two. Trust me. A lot of these prop firms are popping up with 8-cap. I don't know why 8-cap has been popular, but it's like 4 different ones that have very similar rules with 8-cap. All right. Well, let's see here. I would to manual trade. Can I run MM on a separate account? If you can run MM on an account and you can trade on whatever account you want to. All right. If you want to use, so it doesn't really matter. So if market maker, you can only run market maker on one account at a time, unless you have more than one subscription to market maker. All right. Won't we have put the prop firm out of business if we have hundreds of users jumping on it? They have no choice but to trade with us or put us all on actual money. That's the beautiful thing, David. This prop firm has real money. So if they see and deem that the EA is what? A profitable EA, all right, then guess what? They make money because it's trading real money. All right. It's trading real money. It's not trading demo accounts. So no, we won't put the prop firm out of business because they'll be making money. All right. So no one else has spoke. So what we'll do here, give me 1 second here. Let me pull up my Telegram so I can walk you guys through some of the results of version 2.03. All right. Let me go find the results, the back test results. And I can tell you the forward test results, made some tweaks to the logic. All right, so I guess let me just back it up first of all. The reason why we have a new version is, like I talked about in the very beginning, every 3 months, I'm going to re-optimize the software to have, to take into account of the newest data. All right. The last 3 months, so that we can account for that and the changes in how market is moving. Why? Because the market moves differently. It's always changing its trends and how it moves. And so to stay on top of it, I re-optimize the software every 3 months. All right. Every 3 months. So let me share the screen here. All right. As you can see here, guys, this is running all three. All right. So version 2.03 now has NAS 100. All right. So we now have NAS 100. All right. So as you can see here in this screenshot, we're running all three pairs, DAX, US30, and NAS 100 at 0.5. So 0.5% risk per trade. All right. With all the parameters, you can see on a 100K account, we were able to do from January all the way to July, $106,000. All right, so that's over 106% return. All right. You see the win rate overall was 75.5%. All right. Profit factor was 1.92. What does that mean? That means for every dollar that you risk, you're making almost $2. All right. You can see drawdown here, 3.8%. And I can tell you right now, guys, everybody that is running has been testing out version 2.03 over the last couple of weeks now. Yeah, we're below this. We're below 3.8. Like, I don't even think I had 0.5% drawdown today, and I'm up 1% almost on the account. And I forgot to look. I think it's like 0.3% drawdown. So again, the changes we made, are helping to improve, all right, and keep everything, on the up and up as far as the back test results. All right, and also it's also about finding the right brokers as well. All right, so we're narrowing that down. But that's what you can see there, guys. All right, max consecutive wins, 37 wins in a row. Maximum consecutive losses, 12. All right, that's the most it's seen from January all the way to July. All right, so that's the one there. All right, here it is at 1% risk. All right, 1% risk. It did 253%. So $253,000 on a 100K account from January to July. Again, this wasn't even the full month of July. This was up until 2 weeks ago. So this is half of July. We only ran it through half of July. 253%. 77% win rate. All right, 77% win rate. All right, max drawdown, 7.3%. Profit factor, 1.82. All right, max consecutive wins, 38. Max consecutive losses, 10. All right. And then last but not least, this was going to blow you away. At 2% risk, running all three, 660.9, so almost 661% return from January through halfway through July. All right, 77.5% win rate. Max drawdown, 13%, which for me, that's beautiful on if you just trading indices. All right, and profit factor 1.73. Max wins in a row, 38. Max losses in a row, 10. All right, so the results are beautiful. Beautiful results. All right. I'm kind of blown away that IMG has been a top performer. So IMG, the reason why they have they've started performing better is due to they have changed their quote times. As I explained to everybody, the quote times is what makes the difference. All right, let's go look at it. Let's go look at the quote times. All right, let's go see how that makes a difference. All right, actually, I put a video in the chat. If you go look at the chat, there's a video I pinned in there, and I showed two different brokers. And the quote times is just telling you how long the broker allows for a certain pair to be tradable. So all brokers that have DAX and US 30 and DAX and US 30 and NAS and all that, as long as they're allowing it to trade at least 23 hours or more, then guess what? That allows for market maker to have more data. The more data that market maker has, the more accurate market maker is. All right. When you see like some of these brokers on DAX is what we first started off with. Some of the brokers would only have DAX open for 16 hours. So that means there's 8 hours of data missing compared to like another broker that might have 23 hours available or 20 hours. So the more hours that the software, that the pair is, able to be traded, which we found out 23 hours is the minimum. That's the max that any broker does. But as long as we have 23 hours, all right, we're good. So what IMGFX did is they changed their quote times so that DAX and NAS 100 and US 30 can be traded for 23 hours, which means what? It means that market maker has more data. All right, I showed in the video one broker that has 23 hours worth of data and another broker that has 18 hours worth. And guess what? You can see there was extra candles. One broker had extra candles, which could change the entire trend depending on how those candles move or how, and whatnot. All right. That is the difference. All right. That is why IMGFX is performing better. And that is why some brokers don't perform as well. All right. So we put together a list of a bunch of brokers We put $1,000 into all these accounts live. We're not running demos, we're running lives. We got MyFX book attached to them. I'll be sharing that this week when 2.03 launches so that you guys can see, that's what we've been running on there, is 2.03, so that you guys can see the MyFX books for these brokers, all right, and understand and see for yourself which broker is the best to use, because you'll be able to look at the MyFX book and say, okay, this broker looks like it's performing the best. I live outside the United States, so I can use them. Or, hey, I live inside the United States, and this is the best performing broker for someone who lives inside the United States. All right, that's the way it's gonna be broken up. All right, so that you guys can have access to that. I'm also gonna release a calculator. So there'll be a calculator released that will allow for you to put in how much money you wanna risk, and you'll be able to select some settings based on your broker, and you'll be able to understand if you have enough money to trade that broker, all right? And if you need to use a mini version or if you can use the regular version, all right? But that's the reason they weren't performing very well. They sucked very, at the beginning, honestly. And so, I was curious, like, why are they changing? And I reached out to them, and that's why they made the changes. And so IMG is doing pretty well now. I actually have, I put money over there. I've got a live account with IMGFX. I got $1,000 live account right now to test them out. And if they do well, if they continue to perform well, right now they're performing better than any other broker for somebody who has access to money. To a market maker here in the U.S. Then I'll move all my money to IMG, all my live money, and put more on. But I've got $1,000. I'm gonna test them out for a month or two, and keep it rolling, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, my game plan is to ensure that you guys have access to the best brokers, and you don't have to ask questions. We're gonna give you guys a list so you guys understand and can look for yourself to find out who you think is the best broker based on the MyFX books, and then just ensure that people are using the proper brokers to get the best results. All right. Red light, green light EA is slated for, what month are we in? To August 1st. Yes, my goal is to have red light, green light launched into this month. That's my goal. We should be testing it out next week. So if it doesn't launch end of August, it'll be 1st of September. All right, we got to go through the testing process. All right, so once we go through that, so I'm not going to give an exact date, but I am shooting for the end of August, 1st of September. All right, got to make sure that market maker is running right. All right, now we're on the right pace, we're on the right track. 2.03, I'm telling you, you guys know it's a big difference. All my accounts are up. I haven't had a losing day with version 2.03 in 2 weeks. All right, I repeat, and I'm testing it out on 4 different brokers. I have not had a losing day with version 2.03 in 2 weeks. Now, past performance is not indicative of future performance. I'm just letting you know what I am seeing. All right, that's it. So I'm letting you know what I'm seeing. I've got 2 live accounts and 2 demo accounts running. 4 different brokers, same results, wins. All right. So, in which version is planned to implement central tick data repository? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to speak on that. Actually, I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to speak on that. That information wasn't supposed to get out. So now I'm going to go back to the group and let these guys know they need to shut their mouths. So right now, because not really, not going to talk about that. We're working on some things behind the scenes, but I'm not going to speak on that. All right. So showed you guys the results of version 2.03. It trades NAS 100. Again, in the video, I will release all the details on what's changed. With the reoptimization, the only thing that changes is what trend is used. So what time frames for the trend is used. Take profit, stop loss, profit locks numbers, as well as what else? Time of day, what time of day, days of the week it trades. Also comes down to what else? Profit locks plus partial profits. So everything, also the daily and weekly equity and profit protectors. So all that is optimized. So everything changed. All right. And so I will update you guys on all 3 pairs on what they've changed to. All right. And then of course we will introduce NAS 100. And as you guys saw the screenshots that I put in the group last week, Nas 100 was a monster last week. Friday alone, Nas 100, I was up over 2,400 pips. 2 trades held over the weekend. Those ended up closing out at 1,020 pips each. So I closed out at 2,040 pips when the market opened on Sunday. That's a good way to start the week. And then it took another Nas 100 trade, closed out at first profit lock, 300 pips. All right. And then it traded US 30. I mean, I put my results in the chat. So you guys saw the results on the on the 100K prop firm account. All right. That was a beautiful thing. It took only US 30 trades today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 US 30 trades, 6 winners, almost 1% first day. All right. Combined total of, man, that's 690, 330. It's a thou wow right there. 760, 230, another thou wow. Man, I caught over 3,000 pips today. So caught over 3,000 pips today. Or 3 thou wows today. All right, almost 1%. All right. But yeah, for 2.03, I think you guys will be pleased with it. Again, we, doing even more thorough testing over the last 2 weeks. I haven't seen a loss. Now, again, remember, if the EA doesn't trade, it's fine. It has a trend filter. All right. So if all the trend filters, all the time frames don't line up, it's not going to take a trade. All right. Remember, you don't have to trade every day. The days you don't trade is a winner because you don't lose anything. All right. The days you do trade, you want to be as accurate as possible. All right. I'd rather have 3 winning days and 7 no trade days than trading every day and I win half the days and lose half the days. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have 7 days where I don't trade and I got 3 days where I win. Because at least I know I won and I haven't lost. All right. That's how you want it to work. All right. If you have a small account with $400, we recommend using about 2.03 with minis or better. So I would say it's really up to you. For me, if you're comfortable in trading your $400 account, manually trade it because you can be a little bit more aggressive than the bot is. However, if you are okay, if you still are, if you're not comfortable trading live, then let the bot run on it and continue to practice your manual trading, on a demo account until you get consistent. All right. There's nothing wrong with going demo. Don't let people shame you for being demo. Everybody started demo. You got to understand how to trade, put the time in. Once you're consistent, then go ahead and put it. Now, if you just want to have a live account, then sure. I'd say throw $100 into a live account and use a 0.01. That way, if you lose it, it's nothing much. It's not much. It's not crazy. All right. Don't be like me. I put 5K in my first live account when I first started learning how to trade Forex. It's significantly different than stocks. I thought I was going to be a killer at it because I just got done turning a $2,500 account into 60,000 trading stocks in like 8 months. So I was riding my coattails high. So I came over there, threw 5K in, and that 5K was gone in 3 weeks, in 3 months. Actually, less than 3 months, almost 3 months, like 2 months and 3 weeks. All right. And I've blown an account since then. It was about 18 months before I started making withdrawals. All right. Yes, $400 is enough. Make sure you use minis. Which one fits your lifestyle more? That's a question to ask yourself as well. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. All right. And again, my goal for those who have small amounts is to be able to get a prop firm that's approved. All right. Once we get a prop firm approved, all right. And again, we may not get one that approves a whole bunch of people. It may not approve everybody. All right. That's why I'm trying to work to get 2 or 3. That way I can release all 2 or 3 at the same time so that people can pick and choose. Because some of these prop firms may or may not have real money. If they have real money, they should be good to let everybody trade. But they may put a cap on it. Say, hey, only 50 people, only 100 people, only 300 people, only 500 people. Because it's going to be the same strategy running on their capital, whether it be on their real capital or fake capital. Whatever the case may be, they've got to learn how to cap their risk as well. So they can't have the whole prop firm running the same strategy. No matter how good a strategy is, I can understand that as a trader, you want to diversify your risk. That's why I'm trying to find multiple prop firms and continue to find more and add more to the list that will partner with us and allow you guys access. All right. So it's going to be a waiting list. Possibly. I don't know. We'll figure out what that looks like when the time comes. Right now, I'm just trying to get a prop firm to say yes. I've got one prop firm that's brand new. They haven't launched yet. They've already said yes. So we've got one for sure. All right. So as soon as they launch, then we'll get that all set up and go from there. I've already talked to another one. I've got to have, the one I'm actually running the account on right now. And again, before I even release the prop firms, guys, I'm going to run the software on the prop firm, pass phase 1, phase 2, or whatever I need to pass for this one I'm running it on now. I'm going to pass phase 1, and then I'm going to continue to run it until I get a withdrawal. So it might be a couple weeks, it might be a couple months, it might be a month and a half. Because it's the one I'm running with now. As soon as you pass, they immediately give you the live credentials for the live account. All right, so we'll see how long it takes. I can tell you, version 2.03 has been killing it. 3, 4, 5, 6%. All right, on some brokers. It didn't do that on ACAP today, but it did almost 1%. So the pace that it's on, and I've seen it on other brokers. It could pass phase 1 here in a couple of weeks, and then I could be on a live account. What I want to do is get past the phase and get a withdrawal so that I can show you guys that it's real. All right. And then once that happens, cool. We'll release it, and we'll figure out what those rules are, how many people they allow. We'll push it out. All right. So you guys have seen the results for version 2.03. I'll make a recording to release again, unless something happens. Version 2.03 will be out this weekend. All right. I'll put the video out and everything that goes with it. We'll have a nice little spreadsheet. It comes out with all the brokers and the MyFX books. It'll have that. It'll be on a spreadsheet. It'll have a calculator on there so that you guys can use the calculator to make sure that depending on what broker you choose, you got enough money. All right. And if you don't, it'll tell you. It'll tell you how much you need to run it at a certain risk percentage. That way you guys know ahead of time. All right. Do you think that we can have the Zoom calls? I've already talked to Bill, and once we are ready to roll with with Discord, it's 100%. We're moving off Telegram. All right. So I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean by having the Zoom calls and AiMM announcements chat. I put the link, and everybody else puts the link in the announcements chat first, and then we push it out to all the other groups. So the link, if you look at it, the link was in the group. Go look at the AiMM announcement chat now. Today's link was put into that group. That's actually the first group I put it into, and then I forwarded it out of there. All right. That's typically how it's done with most calls. When I did my New York session call this morning, I did the same thing. You can go see in the AiMM announcements chat this morning. The New York session link was put out. All right. If you have any of my products, Arrow, Red Light, Green Light, or Market Maker, you can get on the calls. All right. If you don't, you won't even be in the chats to get the link for the call. All right. And I can tell you, we're changing the links for the calls because everybody has a current link. We will be changing the links for the calls once we get to Discord. So you have to have one of the products. As long as you have one of them, you can get on the calls. If you don't have any of them, you can't get on the calls. Really that simple. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. If you're going to trade later on today, all right, make sure you guys trade responsibly. All right. I'll see you guys on Thursday for the next call. And hey, see you guys in the funny papers.